'cause I'm strong. Yes, we stand tall, our heads high, 'cause we belong. Yes, and I learned these lessons as the pain made me strong. And I know that life's worth living, so I know what's right, I know what's wrong. Sing, Melbourne! Oh, we're bound for glory. A heartfelt victory is a warrior's destiny. Bound for glory, you and I. Oh, you can't hold back the tide when it starts to turn. You can't go back, you can't turn back. It's the lesson we learn. Come on, Melbourne, sing with me. You know I learned my lessons as the pain made me strong. And I know that life's worth living, so I know what's right, I know what's wrong. Bound for glory, sing it, Melbourne. Bound for glory, a heartfelt victory is a warrior's destiny. Bound for glory, you and I. We're bound for glory, bound for glory. Oh, we're bound for glory on this Saturday. Bound for glory, bound for glory. Oh, we're bound for glory, yeah. Bound for glory, a heartfelt victory must be a warrior's destiny. Bound for glory, we are Melbourne Solar. Thank you, Melbourne. Bound for glory, thank you, Melbourne.
Please show your support for our Olympians going to Barcelona by giving a donation to the Olympic representative as you leave the ground today.
One side this afternoon is bound for glory. Who will it be? Hawthorn or the West Coast Eagles? The second half's coming up of the 91 Grand Final.
I love her far horizons, I love her jeweled sea, her beauty and her terror.
Welcome back, and while the pulse of Perth is throbbing, the streets are virtually deserted. Get in front of a television wherever you are in Perth and enjoy the Grand Final. That's what's happening at the showroom of the Burswood Casino, and also there is our very own Grant Retallick. So let's cross to Grant now, and I'm sure everyone on tenterhooks with the second half coming up.
Yes, I can tell you, the Eagles supporters here have found their voices again. They went strangely quiet in the second quarter, but they've found their voice again. Can they win it?
Like Angry said, we're bound for glory. Eagles, bound for glory. I love you, darling.
The only Hawthorn supporter I managed to find, mind you.
Hawthorn.
I'll leave you with it.
I love darling. Yes.
Thank you, Grant. Imagine what it's going to be like if they get up and win today. Well, the Eagles are out on the ground for the second half. Not out on the ground, but searching his way throughout this crowd of over 70,000 is Gerard Healy. He's found our special guest entertainer, Daryl Braithwaite.
Thanks, Sandy. Well, Daryl, over nearly 80,000 people. How is the atmosphere out in the middle?
I reckon it's really tense. I mean, I've never been out here for the opening of a grand final, but God, I mean, I'd hate to be a player. It's just tense.
The electricity must have made the feedback a little bit tight.
Yeah, well, I've never done this before. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, it's been an honour and a thrill to sing here and to watch the game at close proximity. It's been amazing. And there's only 10 points in it, so I don't know. West Coast are looking good, I reckon.
Well, you've got a big two of you.
Behind, but I still think they'll come up and maybe just win it.
Well, that's a fair prediction at this stage. You've got a big tour yourself coming up. Can we expect crowds of this magnitude?
Well, if I get this many on the Don't Hold Back tour, which starts in November, I'll be really happy.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
The Hawks coming out onto the ground now for the second half. Let's now cross back to Peter McKenna and Bernie Quinlan and see what news they have.
Well, I got into the Hawthorn rooms. It's typical Hawthorn. They let you in here. I was actually first into the rooms and very, very low key. They all sat around. They put their feet up on the benches. A lot of players getting rub downs. Johnny Platten seemed to be doing all the talking, saying to give it a good 10 to 15 of hard yakka, go in hard and unsettle the West Coast Eagles. Bernie, did you get in the West Coast rooms?
Well, I couldn't get into the rooms, Pete. I was trying to do a bit of snooping down in one of the alleyways where there was a West Coast official positioned, and when he saw me coming, he shoved me out of the way and pushed me back into the alleyway. So they're very, very tense down there in the West Coast Eagles room, but you could hear a few words from Mick. He was certainly roaring at the troops at half-time and urging them on for the big second half.
Well, I think it'll be a great second half. Back to you, Sandy.
And Peter McKenna, as we look at the individual stats, and we start with Paul Deere.
Very lively on the forward line. Great second term.
And West Coast, David Hart has got the job on John Platten. Last week, Hart picked up 19 kicks and had the solitary handball. He's had 11 possessions up to half-time.
John Platten going in very solidly, as he always does. Even spread of figures there.
And Don Pike, he's always got a job, and this week it's on a former teammate. It's Ben Allen, and he's picked up 12 possessions. Last week he had 21 for the game, and was one of their better players for the West Coast.
James Morrissey, 17 possessions to half-time, has eclipsed Chris Lewis.
And Guy McKenna, the 1989 best and fairest for West Coast. He's had the honour of Jarman being taken off him, and that's a compliment.
So some of the individual stats there. The Hawthorn players grouping. Lockyer and Waters, the two that have come off for West Coast, and Collins and Anderson, the two that started on the interchange, coming off for Hawthorn. So viewers at every vantage point here at VFL Park and right around Australia. There's Collins and Anderson going off, so no change there. Repeating, Lockyer and Waters off. Lewis again playing in the goal square with Sumich. West Coast with the breeze.
Kemp's got Hudson too, Bruce.
There's the West Coast bench. Turley in the centre square here.